Hi, okay, so the video you're about to see was taken at a beach in the La Jolla neighborhood near the Marine Room restaurant. And it's a bit rough because I was by myself and I was using my phone to do the video. And there's a couple crazy angles in it. Sorry about that, but I hope you find it interesting. And I'll be talking to you. Thank you. Let's take a look at this Google Earth photo map. This shows the coastline, San Diego, La Jolla. The red lines that you see, the red ink lines are fault traces. We are going to try to get a close look at this fault that crosses through La Jolla and out to sea. This is a segment of the Rose Canyon Fault. It's called the Country Club Fault. It's what we call potentially active. There's not a lot of strong evidence of recent activity, but it is part of the active Rose Canyon Fault system, which also includes this fault, which is the Soledad Mount Fault, and Rose Canyon Fault. So the Rose Canyon Fault system, like the San Andreas, is a system or zone of strike-slip faults, right lateral, which means if you're standing at the fault and looking across, sense of movement on either side would be to the right. So if you're standing on the south side of this fault, you're looking across the fault, the sense of movement is to the right or to the southeast. This is approximately an east-west coastline at this point. The spot we're going to try to focus in on is right in here where the Country Club Fault goes out to sea, goes through this notch in the beach cliffs. So that's what we're going to try to get to. I wanted to show you these examples of seawalls that protect these very valuable coastal properties. This is the Marine Room restaurant. It's got a short seawall. And these are houses, including, as you look up the hill, the famous Sand Castle, which can be yours for a mere $108 million. It's got a system of seawalls that are built that probably would not be permitted today under current coastal zoning and engineering construction regulations and requirements. The formations out here are Quaternary terrace sandstone deposits, and at the bottom where these walls are founded on, I believe it's Point Loma formation, which is Cretaceous in age, very dense, stable, old sandstone. But of course, where it's exposed below the footing of the wall by waves, that allows the wave action to attack the sandstone and start the process of perhaps undermining some of these seawalls. Note the design of this wall, for instance, it's got sort of an upper wall and a lower wall, so the waves coming in will bash against the lower wall and be deflected outwards on this ledge, hopefully. Here's another example of seawall. This appears to be perhaps older. There's sections of concrete that are corroded away. Consider, of course, that seawalls that are built next to the ocean are subject to wave impact from storms, impact from rainstorms, salt corrosion, just generally get beat up. They don't last forever. Good walls maybe last 40 to 50 years. Again, you can see that sort of the curved form of this wall to deflect some of the wave energy back outwards. Here's an interesting structure, a wall built into this notch in the cliffs. And it looks like there's a fault that cuts through the cliffs here. Maybe a bedrock fault, boulder belonging to perhaps the Rose Canyon system. And somebody built a seawall or a block wall to, I assume, block some of the wave energy. You will note the bedding of the mudstone and the sandstone is dipping here to the west, more or less. So that's the result of tectonic faulting activity in this area, in this region over the past millions of years, has formed or created the tilt or the dip in these beds. This is the wave cut terrace that you're looking at now. On a rock, when a fault moves, it crushes and fragments rock, whether it moves millimeters per year or centimeters per century or whatever. It'll crush whatever's caught between two rock masses. You see the fault runs through pretty much through here. You have the tilted and angled sandstones and mudstones, well bedded but dipping to the west. And then on this side you have the more solid, bulkier, denser sandstone. It looks like on top of the mudstone here. So between this side and this side, there's been some fault movement right through here. Here's another, I assume, storm structure built to protect the homes up above. Look at that, example of a sea cave, or rather a sea arch, cut through by wave erosion. Here's another fault. You can actually see displacement of the sandstone beds here along the fault trace. Right here you see strong evidence of fault movement sliding along this fracture plane. You see the oxidation, the water being conducted. Hard to see in the video maybe, but this is what we call slickensided rock, where emotional faulting has actually cut shallow grooves into the rock fracture surface. So there's been movement along this plane, movement down here. You see the oxidation more or less. Following the slickenside planes. Over here as well. Along fault plains, there tends to be a lot of secondary mineralization, whether it's oxidized minerals, silica, calcium, magnesium, what have you. Looks like there's some fresh fractures in the rock mass right here, so this is truly an unstable rock slope. As we peer upwards, hopefully nothing will fall on my head. So there it is. Your Rose Canyon Fault Zone, Country Club faulting, bedrock geology, and seawalls.